Hello, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy Gopal and Ben Poulos.
Good morning. Our headlines today, tough, aren't they? But what about their friends and family? How do they prepare and come to terms with...
There's details of that and more of the day's stories.
That's right, Ben. Yes, starting with developments in that attack. A man has been arrested on suspicion of carrying out a knife attack in Germany, which left 3 people dead and 8 more injured. The 26-year-old turned himself into police and claimed responsibility for the stabbing at a festival in the city of Solingen on Friday night. Our reporter Louise Pilbeam has the latest. Well, our correspondent Damien McGuinness is in Berlin for us now. Good morning, Damien. A lot still left for the police in Germany to try to establish, but with the latest on that developing investigation for us. NASA says 2 astronauts who went into space for 8 days will now have to wait 8 months to be rescued. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have been stranded on the International Space Station since June and won't be brought home to Earth until a SpaceX mission in February next year. Our science editor Rebecca Morell has more. The Prime Minister is expected to warn that it will take time for his government to bring in changes following 14 years of Conservative rule. Today, the Paralympic Flame begins its journey to Paris as 24 British torchbearers head through the Channel Tunnel, handing the symbolic torch to French Paralympians in Calais. It was lit in Stoke Mandeville yesterday, the birthplace of the Paralympic movement, as our reporter Matt Graveling explains.
Something really special about the torch, really. I was fortunate enough to catch a bit of it before the Olympics in Paris, just by good timing, good luck, actually. And there is something really special about seeing it, knowing that that torch is going to lead to the lighting of the cauldron in a spectacular way. It's
as
really,
they say,
really
it's so symbolic, isn't it? It's something we've grown up seeing through all Olympics and Paralympics.
In terms of symbolic, summer is often requiring the symbolism of sunshine. Right, let's return to a story that we've been talking about this morning. NASA says 2 astronauts who went into space for 8 days will now have to wait 8 months to be rescued.
Let's talk more about this with the
The other training they'll need is for doing interviews, because there's going to be so much interest when they come back to Earth in hearing the story and hearing about their experiences. So I hope they're getting some media guidance as well on that.
And I hope they get a film made out of it as well. Yeah. You know, there you go.
Time now, 7:26. The Notting Hill Carnival is a celebration of diversity and community, but for many people living nearby, it's also a chance to remember those who are no longer with us.
At many points along the West London parade route, Grenfell Tower is clearly visible. And at every carnival since 2017, the music's been paused briefly to remember those who died.
The final report of the public inquiry is due to be published soon, a significant milestone for the families of the 72 victims. Our reporter, Aisha Baksh, has been speaking to one of them. A very poignant, moving tribute to the victims of the Grenfell Tower there this weekend.
Coming up to 7:32. In a speech next week, Sir Keir Starmer is set to tell the public that things in the UK will get worse before they get better, warning that it'll take time for his government to bring in changes following 14 years of Conservative rule.
It comes as his government faces pressure over plans to cut winter fuel payments to many pensioners. The Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, Pat McFadden, joined...
Back in with you for another sports update soon.
Let's find out what's happening with the weather. Elizabeth Ritzine.
It's an absolutely unimaginable scenario, but this is something that astronauts are prepared.
We were expanded under pressure and temperature, pushing innovation. They wanted to have 2. And if you...
Good way of putting it. Well, Dr. Chris Gopal, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Thanks very much. And, you know,